Greetings from Northern California. I'm a Midwestern girl trapped in Northern California. Please free me. No, I'm kidding, kind of. Yeah. I don't know what I am anymore. I can't handle cold. I can't handle snow. I don't like bugs. Anyway, I just woke up. Gosh, look at the lighting, This is light. Anyway, oops. Um, I am Laura at Laura Talk Softer. I know I should probably comb my hair and maybe, look more presentable, but that's okay. I get up and I eat my breakfast and I'm fixing it, and my husband, the hardworking man, goes off to work in the morning, and I walk him out to his car and all that. And he said he wanted to film me cooking my breakfast because I cook it real early. And he's not somebody who wants to film much of anything that I do. I'm the hold the camera up, my phone. And I think it's because he wants to make fun of me. He wants to make fun of the food I eat. But after yesterday's gluten-free Oreo debacle, I Googled this morning when I got up very early, because I do that. And I Googled gluten-free Oreos to read what's being said about them. And then, surprisingly, many people found that they like them. And some people even like them better than the regular Oreos. So it's like, I knew it. That Nabisco company, which actually is a huge company that stands for the National Biscuit Company, Nabisco. And so then I went down that slippery Google slope I go down researching Nabisco. These people have chemically engineered a really good cookie. But it's a bad cookie, I'm telling you. Anything that you're eating and you're craving more and more of it, like you just keep eating like potato chips or stuff, watch out for those foods. I encountered it with Diet Dr. Pepper, Oreo cookies, hot Cheetos, and it's like, to me, I'm like thinking it's like more like addictive behavior. So I made my little Oreo cookie video. And if you looked closely, you'll see shadowing of a little dark color, because I had eaten them in my car as I'm driving home, and I had Oreo cookies on my face. And it's like, I noticed that as I looked at the video, like right now I'm looking like I always got that spot there, and, I'm looking in the background. But anyway, so I had my breakfast and I thought I better eat something that's just really more healthier today. So I made my mixture. I'm not even going to share it with you. And I told my husband, I'm not going to share my breakfast cooking and all that, because I think people might think I'm like punking them with what I eat. But it did taste, it tasted good, and it was very, I think, nutritious. So I sit here and then I watch different YouTubers, and my husband and my mother are like, why does this couple upset you so much? I watch them and they upset me. And I know, like, I've watched other channels where people like get really like triggered by people. This couple upsets me. Let me stop. You see them? That couple pisses me off. Now I want to explain why. I moved to California as a 14-year-old in 1978 into a very diverse Northern California city. For the first time ever in my life, I actually saw Filipino people. I didn't even know what Filipinos were, or the Philippines. I grew up in a predominantly white little community that they still call a village. And I was raised by all people are created equal. All people are the same. I did not come to my community with any preconceived stereotypes, that kind of stuff that people have. And I think people that live around more diversity pick up more stuff, pick up more prejudices and stuff. So anyway, I come to this city that is so different. One of the first things I did crossing the street at a crosswalk, I actually got kind of hit by a car. I didn't even know how to cross the street right. I thought cars stopped. It did stop, but then the other car didn't, but I wasn't hurt that bad. But it was just my naiveness to living in a bigger city, from living in very rural Southwest Michigan. So I come here and I see people that have brown skin and black skin. And I'm like, oh my God, people come in all these colors. They're beautiful, right? So as a young teenage girl, the first boy that I was attracted to, he was a Filipino boy. And then it progressively got darker melanin that I just thought very dark skin people, boys, were just like beautiful. Unbeknownst to me, and this is like going like 1981, it was not acceptable for most families for their white daughters to be attracted to very dark skinned men, at least in the United States of America. And my mom and my mother and father are not prejudiced people. They did not raise me to be prejudiced, but it was like almost they were afraid because they knew about racism and they knew about obviously stereotypes and stuff and different things and images. And this couple is the epitome of why my younger years battling, my father and mother about who I chose to like. It's this type of couple. This is the nightmare that people have. And I don't think any family would want their daughter with a man like that. And the girl who's with him, she supports him. She is the epitome of stupidity. I'm sorry. They are both lazy and stupid. Now, let me rewind. I had experienced that by being with black men. That I must, and this is going years back. Things have changed a lot, but this is going years back. I had experienced that. I had experienced the assumption that I must be on welfare if I'm with a black guy, that I must be not educated. I had people say stuff to me like, Laura, maybe you should go back to school. Maybe, and I had already at that point had a bachelor's degree. It was like the assumptions made. I stood in line, I have a biracial daughter. I would stand in line at stores with her and people, they'd have these signs like at that time, I think it was like food stamps or something. If you're paying with food stamps, let the cashier know. Every time I was with my daughter and she was sitting in the cart as a little girl, the clerks would say, are you paying with food stamps? Like I could read the sign. I never received public assistance. I never lived in subsidized housing and I'm not putting anybody down who did. I worked and I worked hard. And I provided for my daughter. Unfortunately for me, her father, I do not speak of. The man that I'm married now, who also is dark skinned, is his own individual. He's not any comparison to my daughter's father, who was dark skinned. My husband is hardworking, a good man, a good husband. Color of skin, does not make the person. But this kind of stereotype is the BS that created a lot of problems. This lazy MFer that I ended up seeing that in Pennsylvania, they did some news reports because that's where they're coming out of, that they don't want to work. They don't want to hold 9-to-5 jobs. They snuck into storage units and then got kicked out and went viral with that video. And then they lived in a tent and then they were in a hotel. And then as I'm researched a little more, because I'm like, there's just something so triggering about them and their attitude about they don't want a job. And I don't know, it's that like generation. They think working a 9-to-5 is like beneath them and a waste of their energies. They are so freaking ignorant. And he's older than her. He just turned 30 and I think she might be like 23 is what I'm figuring. I'm really not sure her age, but she's younger than him. But I watch people in the comments and they feel that she's like been brainwashed by him, but she is an adult. There are people that are her age that have served it in our military already for a few years. There's people her age that are completing their bachelor's degrees. There's people her age that work 9-to-5s, that are trying to save money, that are struggling, that aren't deliberately making it seem fun living in a dang tent. Now, some people are saying they're living on her family's property. I did come across some article about them that said that they both come from like affluent families. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's like something is just so off and it's so irritating. And what pisses me off even more, when I first saw them, I liked them and I thought, oh, this is like, this couple's really like, struggling and da 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 da. And I sent them a little bit of money, just a little bit. But somebody else out there, this one woman had reported that her and her friend had helped them. I don't know if it was a GoFundMe they had or something like that, and had helped them pay for like a motel, whatever. But they're scammers, okay? They are scammers. They are such a scamming couple. And the shame of it is she is the epitome of what the stereotype was back in the day, it might still be now, of a white female with a black man and what the black man would be. That a black man would be lazy, that he would be a con man, and that the white woman would be fat, yes, fat, uneducated, stupid, and follow him. Yeah, I'm saying it. And it always bothered me because I too carry weight, and that stereotype just always bothered me, but I am not uneducated. I am not sitting there following some man in a dang tent and then making it look like they enjoy the cold. And then when I saw somebody write that they were in Pennsylvania, all I did was Google Pennsylvania couple that lives in a tent and was in a storage unit, and their names popped up, and it was like, and then reading more, it's just like, I knew there was a reason they pissed me off. I don't even know if I'll post this because it's like, I can't stand them. And I've commented on their stuff, way back. Good luck to you, whatever. I know my comments have just gone down to, or sometimes I write stuff like, I can't stand this couple. And I know there's a reactionary channel. This guy is watching everything they're doing and commenting. And I'm not going to do that. I just wanted you to see who I'm talking about. So I'm looking at looking at it and like sifting through it. And it's like somehow they get a penny for me watching. I don't know. But I'm not making any more comments on their channel. I swear I'm not. They are doing exactly what they want. They're attention seeking. They're putting bull crap out there. We have a homeless problem in America. We do. There are plenty of people that are living in my community in tents and in cars. They do not have the opportunities that this couple has had. They just don't. Now, I don't know what kind of drugs these people are using or what kind of drugs they need, but it's sickening. And so I need to watch something else, right? Anyway, I hope you have a good day. And I'm not hashtagging this. I'm just sharing what I feel about this. But yeah, I can't stand them. But I think it's very dangerous what they're doing. And I think it sends the wrong message because that one video they had became a really big viral video when they were in the storage unit. And I just, and I thought they were really a neat couple. Not anymore. These are lazy people, lazy human beings. Peace.